single mothers, they chose to leave their marriage because they want to war around. Like, is that even a thing? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Mama5. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So today's video is mainly to have a wee discussion with you guys, and this discussion is, it's something you've seen, is regards to Ivd and Bimbo Bona, and also we're going to be talking about the input of Blessing CEO in regards to Ivd and Bimbo's marriage, and also we're going to be having I'm going to have a chat here with you about the society's perception of single mothers. So let's go to the first topic on the chat today. So the first one is about Ivd and Bimbo Bona, and I'm sure most of you will have watched a few clips or watched a few videos. You've been on Instagram, on Gistlover, Instablog, all of these bloggers, they've been carrying on about the story of Ivd and Bimbo, and at this moment I believe we've been told that the police have arrested Ivd. How true that is, I do not know, but that is what we have been told, and we all know about the story that transpired between this couple, from her losing her life over a house fire. And obviously I just want to touch on a few things that I've read for me, and I've got my notes here in case I'm glancing down. So from what I've been able to kind of like put together when it comes to this story of Ivd and Bimbo is that, they showed a video, we've read a lot about their struggles, fighting today, fighting tomorrow, all those fighting, like both of them, they love fighting, they argue, and at some point, when they fight, they apologize to one another and come back again. And then for me, I started thinking, is this a matter of love or obsession? Is Ivd obsessed with Bimbo, and is Bimbo obsessed with Ivd? That's a question there. I don't have an answer to it, but if you have an answer to it, pop it in the comment section. And also, what I've also read and I've seen online is that we've seen videos of how Bimbo carry rituals for Ivd. We've been made to understand that Ivd's riches, it's not hard work. His riches has something underneath it, and we've been able to see online how Bimbo has been able to do that, going to market barefooted. There's been clips and videos, I'm going to try and pop them somewhere here, of how Bimbo will go to the market on certain days and walk barefoot. That's part of the ritual carrying. And would you do this for your husband, or would you do this for a man you claim to love? Let me know in the comment section. For me, I do not have an answer to that question. And what we also observe based on these people's on their Ivd and Bimbo's relationship is the fact that Ivd kept on betraying Bimbo several times with multiple women, multiple baby mamas outside while they were both together, and also how Bimbo's family tried so hard to separate both of them, but you all know Bimbo kept going back. We really do not know why, but it's easier said than done. It's easier to say if you're in a relationship that is not working or is filled with DV that you should walk away, but then that's going to lead me to the topic of what is the public perception of single mothers around the world, let's put it that way, and also how there have been several recordings of Bimbo, and when she went through for Ivd, like when she carried those rituals, like she often suffers some kind of like mental issues. We've in this situation between Ivd and Bimbo, I felt that Bimbo seems to be the one who is much more involved in this relationship. At some point, people were saying that Ivd did not marry Bimbo. How true that is, I do not know, but this is just to say that, and to reiterate again, that if you are in a domestic violence relationship, I know it's easier for us to say you should leave, but then please summon the courage to leave. Unfortunately, Bimbo lost her life, and it's sad that she's left 5 beautiful kids behind, and what the future holds for those 5 kids, I do not know, but I believe Bimbo has a reputable family who will be able to look after these kids. So let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic, the controversial Blessing CEO. I'm sure you all know Blessing CEO. She's popular for all the wrong reasons. She used to be, like, the last time I checked her Instagram handle, she was known as a relationship expert. However, she has decided to interject herself into this IVD and Bimbo story, saying that she's going to be the one to bring out all of the evidences to show that Bimbo was the one with the issue in this relationship, and that IVD has no hand in the death of Bimbo. You know, at some point there were lots of people reporting Blessing CEO's Instagram handle. Eventually our channel, our Instagram handle was brought down, was closed. She's opened another one, and funniest thing, I saw the new handle again, and now she now has mental and relationship expert. That is who she is. And as you all know, Blessing CEO is a very controversial blogger who at some point talks about, like, you know, how women treat men and how men treat women. And she was also she was once married, and she left her marriage due to domestic violence as well. And also she was popularly known for trying to show off somebody else's house as her own. And then she went onto the front of this house, took a picture, you know, portraying the house as her own, and this picture got to the owner of the real house, and she was arrested. And a viral video of where she was in handcuffs, pleading and begging, you know, saying she should be forgiven, that she was just trying to show us fake life, like fake it before you make it. That was what she was popular for. However, Blessing CEO came in saying that, you know, she was saying so many incriminating things. You know, she turned out to be the judge, she turned out to be the investigator, she turned out to be the witnesses, she turned out to be the jury in this case of IVD and Bimbo, saying that she's going to stand firm and fight IVD's case, that IVD has no hand in the death of Bimbo, because there's an alleged saying that it was IVD who pushed Bimbo into the fire, which eventually took her life. So Blessing CEO has been going over the place, over social media, you know, going back to back, sending videos, voice recordings. And in fact, Kemi Oluloyo was even one of the people that was actually asking that people should donate money so they could, I mean, produce a film about IVD and Bimbo. And I was just like, what lowest of low will these people go to profit from a family that is suffering? And why I've actually talked about Blessing CEO here was that you would thought that somebody who actually suffered domestic violence in her own marriage would understand where Bimbo was coming from, would understand that it's not always so easy for somebody who has 5 kids, who have, you know, put lots of things into that relationship to work, and you ask her to leave. It's not so easy for such a person to leave. Yeah, we might be saying that we should leave, you should leave, you should leave, but then look at her. She practically built her husband. That is what Bimbo has always come to say to her, that she built her husband. And when they decided to have this fight, or when this fight happened, it was about who was going to take the ownership of the house. And Bimbo was more or less like, if I can't have the house, you won't have the house, I'm going to burn it down, which eventually meant that this beautiful lady lost her life due to unnecessary things, something that could have been avoided. However, like I said, you will think that Blessing CEO, who was also a victim of domestic violence from her husband, would understand where Bimbo was coming from, and she would just kind of, like, you know, take herself away, because she was not living in this relationship with them. She was not in this relationship with both of them. Why does she think that she could be the judge, the jury, the investigators to tell us that, oh yeah, she's going to stand? And I remember on one of that live, I did say to her that she should remember this. Is it Yvonne Okori? I can't remember her name now. You know, her wig was what caught the bullet that was meant to kill her. And and I did mention that, Blessing CEO, you might not be that lucky for your wig to catch a bullet. That is to say, you should be very, very careful on this path that you are treading, because all of your other girls, I mean, two people, Nkechi Blessing and one of the other Nollywood ladies, said to Blessing to desist, but she gave them a very good insult, saying that she's gonna do that because she's always been there for all of them and stuff like that. My advice to you, Blessing CEO, withdraw from this case. It is not your fight. Actually, so portray what is the perception of the society when it comes to single parents. So I was reading Guardian newspaper, and it was dated July 2022, and it says that there's 1.8 million lone parent families in the UK, in Britain. So when we talk about lone parent family, it could be a man, it could be a woman, and almost 9 out of 10 are women. So we've got 1.8 million lone parents in Britain, but almost 9 out of 10 are women, which goes on to show that there's a very massive population of single parents who are women in Britain, and I'm sure it's possibly going to be the same as it is in Nigeria as well, but I don't have that figure. So this figure that I've just cited here is from Guardian. I'm going to leave the link to that paper in the description box. And also I read an article by Dr. Nicola Carroll from the, I think, University of Middlesex. I'm going to link that article in the description as well. And this article was basically talking about why single parents still suffer stigma. Yeah, single parents are being stigmatized. And when we're talking about single parents, I'm going to be making emphasis to women, because it's the women who tend to get stigmatized. Yeah, so in this article it does say that in 2014 the poll suggested 75% of single parents were stigmatized, and women who took part in that poll described feeling isolated, stigmatized, frustrated with negative stereotypes, and also they were being judged because they can't move on to another relationship. You know, if they're going to move on to another relationship, they've got their children to consider, because in most, whether you believe it or not, in most situations whereby they are single parents, it's the women, it's the mothers who always ask to keep the children. So because the women have the children now, they've got baggages. Meanwhile, the counterpart, the men, do not have baggages. They can easily move on, especially if it's a rich man. I mean, women will flock around them, as compared to a woman who have the children, who's left her marriage, and then moving on to another relationship will be a very, very difficult task for them to do. So these are part of the stigmas that women who have left their husband, and for the fact that they've left their marriage or their divorce, it probably might not be a fault of theirs. The fault could be from the or man. The fault could be something they just couldn't, just couldn't deal with. So just like that, the phrase always say that, rather than you dying in a relationship, it's better you walk away. And there's a slogan going on that you should live to leave that situation for you to stay alive. So, and then other stigmas they also went through was not being invited to events, especially if you are a Christian or a Muslim. These religions kind of like frown towards single parents. And also single parents also mentioned that, yeah, in as much as they are being judged and shamed, this is also kind of like linked to gender inequalities. That is, women who are not working, definitely they would find it very, very difficult to move on or live a comfortable life after they've left their partners. And also single parents also admit that they will not tell any man they meet at or they go out on a date with, saying, oh, I've got kids. Like if they were to meet a man and then they go out on a date, they said telling them about being divorced or being a single parent is not one of the things they would say to such a person once they start dating. I clearly understand that. So this is kind of stigmas that single mothers are going through in the society, and that is actually the society perception of them. And what society percept of single mother is that if a single mother raises a child, the perception is that a child raised by single mothers will turn out bad, will turn out worse. Why? Because they felt that there is no male figure in the life of that child. So because there is lack of male figure in that child's life, that the child will turn bad. And also, this is my own personal experience as well. I've got a few or a handful of single mothers around me, and I've seen how people that I know have kind of like reacted to them being a single mother. They being a single mother is no fault of their own, and even if you think you know the reason why they become a single mother, you are not you are not in the place to judge them. You are not in the place to say, oh no, I don't want to see you work with so single mother, because they're a single mother, and because they're a single mother they might start inviting you or indulging you in their ways. I just felt that single mothers find it very, very difficult. And I'm thinking, I'm thinking, are these the things that Bimbo taught that kind of like made her stay in that marriage? Did she think that because she doesn't have enough money to spend, because at some point we find out that Ivd was not really financially all right with her? Are these the stigmas she was thinking about? Like, where will I go? I don't have money and I've got 5 kids. Obviously she wouldn't want to leave her 5 kids behind. Where would I go with 5 kids? I'm sure these are the stigmas she was thinking about, and why she ended up staying in that marriage only for her to lose her life. And also as a single mother as well, and for the fact that you are not working, if by adventure any of you are watching me, if you're a single mother and you're watching me, I would implore you that do not lose hope. You will actually make a better life of yourself. Like, you living a relationship, either is a fault of yours or it's not a fault of yours. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to find out why you are living that relationship, but for the fact that you've left, you are alive, you can always rebuild your life again. But if you decide to stay in such marriage, it's not going to get better. It's just like, you know, having an illness. You're not seeking help for that illness, you're not going to get better. But for the fact that you've left, you have actually given yourself the chance, the opportunity to be able to live again, and also to live for your children. And also for people who are actually stigmatizing people out there, just because you see what is happening to some single mothers right now does not mean you know what's going to happen to you next. Yes, so single mothers leave not because of their own selfish, because I've read some crazy online articles saying that single mothers, they chose to leave their marriage because they want to war around. Like, is that even a thing? Is that even a thing? Is that even an excuse or a reason for you to stigmatize women because they decided to leave a partner and then they're looking after their children? I mean, what have you got to say with this issue? What do you think of society's perception against single mothers? What is your own thought exactly? You, yes, you. What do you think about women who are single parents? Because it's just not just because these women are single does not mean that they should be put behind the back burner, that they can't move on with their life, that they shouldn't live their life as they ought to. No, they ought to live their life as they ought to. And this video is open to conversations, so let's continue the conversation in the comment section there. What do you think of Bimbo and IVD? Do you think if Bimbo have left earlier on, even without the fact that she does not have money, would she have made the right choice, or did she make the wrong choice by staying? And do you think Blessing CEO has the audacity or has the right to say she's going to be here, you know, giving all the evidences to say that IVD was not the one who actually had any hand in Bimbo passing away? Put all of your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to be reading them, and we can always, you know, go on with the conversation. So this is the end of my video right here. If you think I made sense in this video, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, and also share this video because this is a topic we should be talking about now. So share it and let others, let's kind of like make this video some sort of awareness, because single parents being seen as not so good in society is not what we really want to be seeing out here. So, and I hope to see you in my next video. All right, bye.